You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to do our review for Gotham, The Spirit of the Goat. And you know, it's funny, I was watching this episode and I couldn't help but laugh over the whole goat thing. It's like, I'm just like, okay, there's a villain that's working for the spirit of the goat, man. And, you know, it's like, but honestly, I liked the episode. It was good. Primarily because of what happened at the end with Jim Gordon. And, there were a lot of things I liked about this episode. I liked that they went back a little bit and we saw a little bit of what Bullock was like when he first got to the force. He was actually, didn't seem like he was too much different than Gordon. And then as time has progressed, you know, he became corrupt and it was great to see Dan Hedaya, do a little cameo there. That was fantastic. But, you know, it was a good episode. I really liked it. You know, even though I kept laughing at the whole idea of the goat villain, but even that, the way it was done, the way like the therapist hypnotized people and stuff like that, thought that was very clever. I like that. You know, I'm still not, you know, it's funny. I'm not too keen on the whole, you know, villain of the week deal. But I really can't sit here and complain about it because one of my favorite shows took a very similar format, which is like, you know, crazy science story of the week, which was The Fringe. The Fringe did that a lot too. But the only difference is that The Fringe, within those short stories every week, it all led to a greater story arc that was continuous from the day the show began to the end. This one, we can't really tell where that's at yet because it's always a different villain. We know that the core of the show right now is corruption in Gotham, and Gotham just being completely corrupted by so many different people that Gordon seems to be the only person in the town that is, you know, not corrupted. He had to actually pretend to be corrupted just to save his life. I like that Barbara came back into the fold. I like to see them trying to communicate and work things out between each other. Because, and it's like I said in one of my other reviews, you know, we know why Gordon's not telling her anything. It's to protect her. But the downside of that is if she had found out, which she did, but she found out, well, I'll get to that in a second, but if she had found out that he was involved in Cobblepot's alleged murder at the time, it could put a strain on their relationship. Then the strain did happen. And then in this episode, she does find out, but quickly, before there's any chance for her to look at Gordon differently, Cobblepot shows up in what I thought was a great scene when he showed up to the GPD, and that was great. I liked that scene. That was one of my favorite scenes. And you know, to echo that even more, what I also like there is now Bullock knows. He knows what the deal is, and that's going to bring a bigger conflict to two people who they don't get along, but somehow they work well together. They, you know, when push comes to shove, they get the job done. And I'm really liking Bullock's character as well. Every week I seem to like him more and more. So I thought it was a good episode. You know, considering 2 weeks ago, I was a little down on one of the episodes I didn't like too much. Last week's episode was okay. It was an improvement, but this one was really good. Simply because we got to see Bullock when he was younger, and we got to see what he was like before he was corrupted, or at least get an idea of that. You know, we got to see some things come to light, and I really think things are going to start taking off now. Now that it's out in the open that Gordon did not kill Cobblepot, it's going to have a domino effect. You know, Falcone is going to find out. Mooney's going to find out. Everybody's going to be after Cobblepot, but he seems to get an idea. He knows what the fuck he's doing, even though he's done some things that are questionable, like telling Maroney that you know, he used to work for Mooney, and that I thought was weird, but it worked out in the end for him, and now it looks like he's going to continue to progress, using tools, using puppets. He's really coming into his own. I think right now he's probably the star, you know, he's the star villain of the show. I mean, I do love Jada Pinkett a lot. She's still my favorite character, but you can see that they're developing Cobblepot to be the man in the early going on this show. And that's fine because I think the actor's doing a fantastic job. I like seeing Penguin in this position before his rise, and I think it's great. I think it's great to see him. I think if they concentrate on him more and as well as continue to develop Gordon and put him in a position where he's not corrupt and he's fighting the world, then yeah, I think the show can do really, really well. You know, they went to Bruce Wayne again, and again, it's the same thing. I'm still not feeling that whole thing because I still think there's a certain element they should give him where he's still a child. I really feel like every time they show him, he's like a young investigating portion of Batman, and that's all fine and well, but I don't think it should be something that's consuming him right now. I think there should still be some regular life to him. And what he said to Alfred was hard. It was just gut wrenching. When he was I forget exactly what he said, but if you saw the show, you know what I'm talking about. He said something along the lines of, I have nobody, or I have nobody to feel for, something like that. I can't remember the line because I saw the episode yesterday, and it's been 24 hours. I didn't get to really have an opportunity to do my review yesterday. But nevertheless, you saw the show, you know what he said, and it was gut-wrenching. I remember it just being painful. I saw the look on Alfred's face, and it was just heartbreaking. So, so I thought this was a good episode. I think it was a good episode because it sets up a lot of things to come. Primarily, Gordon's secret being out in the open now to everybody. And it also puts Bullock in a questionable position, because why was he there? And why was he there when Gordon was supposed to kill somebody who didn't? Why is that so that's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. The MCU's all over this shit. I'm glad to know that Barbara knows the truth now, because I think that Gordon should use her as some sort of leverage, because he needs an outlet. He needs to go to somebody he can trust. While the MCU people seem all good, they're still kind of like colleagues, and you can't really trust them 100%, especially in considering they're investigators. I think Barbara is his best outlet. So I think he needs to try and find a happy medium to balance out what he confesses to her, so he can just make his life a little bit easier, because the guy's up against the world right now. So, and Cobblepot's going to be interesting to watch going forward. I think he hit a breaking point on the show now where people are going to look at him differently. Cobblepot, he's alive. He's with the Maroni, and all this shit's going down, and I liked it. I really liked this episode. I really think it finally hit a point now where it's going to start progressing. I hope, because I was kind of losing faith after that episode 2 weeks ago, but this one restored it. It was a really good episode. I enjoyed it personally. The spirit of the goat thing was a little bit cool. It was a little funny, the whole goat thing, but overall, I liked it. It was good. It was well done. Simply because it gave us a little bit more history on Bullock, and that was great. That was fantastic. So, but anyway, that's it. That's my review for Gotham. I'm looking forward to next week's episode. I think it's going to be really good. And what do you guys think of this episode? I thought it was really good. I thought it did a good job. And we're going to see a lot of things going forward. So anyway, guys, this is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers, or visit E.T.N's Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description.